tired. Let's get this thing going. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joined as always with my good friend Hollywood Frank.
What up, peeps?
And we're late.
Coming to you on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. Life gets in the way, guys. Good God, man. The last 4 days have been freaking hell. Oh my God, dude. 60 hours in 4 days.
Too much.
60 hours. Dude, I actually, because today was payday, and I got home. I was okay till I got home, and then I got home, and I had a panic attack. My heart starts pounding like crazy, and I'm like, oh, God, man. I was like 10 seconds away from going to the hospital. And when I went in, I finally got myself to calm down, and I laid down about 3 or 4 hours later, and I got a couple hours of sleep. And I went and picked up my paycheck, and I told the boss, I said, dude, I don't give a shit what happens today. I don't care who calls off. I don't know nothing. Don't call me. I'm done. I'm finished for the next couple of days. I got to recharge, man. God, it was bad. But I'm alive.
That's good.
Big as life and twice as ugly. But anyway, yeah, watch the Wrestling Council on Tuesdays. Usually.
Sometimes.
Follow us on social media, crawling below. We're just going to freestyle it today because there's a lot to go over. So there's not going to be much structure to it. Did you watch Redemption?
Yes.
Yeah. You're really quiet, dude.
All right. Well, you were talking. I'll let you do
No. I mean, your volume's really low.
I don't know why.
Okay. You're a little bit better there. Might be because you're too far from the mic.
Nah, maybe.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think it was a bad show, but I don't think it was great either.
It wasn't. It more like a filler show. Probably more in the lines of the mid card WWE events. You know, it was it was an event that was made, but the original main event of MJF versus Kenny Omega was not there. But when you already decide on the pay-per-view and then you change the main event prior to it, it's going to put you a little bit of a flux on what you're going to do and what kind of card you're going to have.
Yeah. Well, there was that, and there was also just the fact that they kind of it felt like they were just kind of spinning their wheels. This, you know what this felt like? This felt like their version of Backlash.
And some of the matches they had on there didn't need to be on there. It could have been a shorter event. You could have had 2 less matches and still had a good show.
Yeah. And some of the decisions that they made, they don't seem to really, considering that All In is coming up and it's pretty much their biggest show. It's their All In is their WrestleMania. It doesn't feel like the best choice to, the choices to be made. Hey, what's up, Leg Kick? Appreciate you being here, brother. Hail the Wrestling Council. Hail Leg Kick. Appreciate you being here, brother. But yeah, it was a weird show. If I'm being completely honest, it was a weird show, and the timing of it feels weird too.
Yeah, I get that. The timing of it does feel weird. But speaking of weird shows, and we'll get into it, This weekend, I think, with SummerSlam is going to be a weird show as well.
Oh God,
I don't have a whole lot of faith in it, to be honest with you.
dude, just looking at that card. When WWE is putting 6-man tag matches and weird interim matches and shit like that, that's some filler shit. And considering the number of belts that they have, how many belts they have. So I'm looking at this, and literally in a 2-day event, they are not defending. They are not defending the women's Intercontinental Championship. They are not defending the women's United States Championship. They are not defending either tag belt from either show for the men, and they're not defending the women's tag. They've got all these belts that they could be doing matches for, and helping to elevate those belts and make them important. And instead, they put 2 6-man tag matches on here. And in fact, on day one, they have both of them on day one. You could defend the women's IC title. You could defend the men's United States championship. Oh no, yeah, that's on day 2. You could defend the women's IC belt. You could defend either tag belt on either day. You've got a nothing burger match with Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio. You've got an interim women's championship ladder match to fill the vacated title. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like there's one grudge match on here that makes sense, and that's Nick Aldis versus Gunther. I get that. But you're not defending any of your tag belts at all. At all. If you wanted any further proof that WWE does not give a rat's ass about tag team wrestling, there you go.
You have to have tag teams to defend tag team titles.
God, man. It's, oh my God.
What tag teams do they have besides the Usos?
They've got the Lucha Brothers if they would just put them the freaking hell together.
Well, they can't.
Yes, they can. They work for the same goddamn company. I don't give a shit what day they're on.
But what, other than throwing 2 guys together, which they did with R-Truth and Damian Priest, they did it with
everybody.
Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Yeah, they have never cared about tag teams. Not since the days when you had
the Hart Foundation and the British Bulldogs.
You had Mr. Fuji and Jimmy Hart, and those guys out there with Demolition, Powers of Pain, LOD, the Harts, the Steiners.
Yeah, the extreme tag team era with the Dudleys and the Harts, and I mean the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys, and Edge and Christian. Those guys. The only reason that was relevant is because they forced it. They made it relevant. Those guys forced it, and they made it relevant. That was it. Vince didn't give a shit. The only reason he went with it was because it was a spectacle. But they turned it into something. But other than that, Vince does not. He didn't give a crap about tag team wrestling. And WWE, there hasn't been a significant tag team run in WWE in 10 years. 10 years. That's how long it's been. It's pathetic. because I love tag team wrestling. People love tag team wrestling, and they couldn't give a shit. Just going through the motions.
Anyways, you have,
But
unless you throw two guys together, you have no tag teams to go out there.
nope. They had. Oh, you're freezing up. I'm
Can you
wondering
hear
if it's
me?
me. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you just roboting. It might be on my end. I don't know.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh. We might be losing. We might be losing. Oh yeah, I think it's mine. I think it's me.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Uh,
I don't know. Yeah. Leg,
I hear
you
you,
can hear me, but uh,
but one of us
yeah,
or both of us are echoing.
echoing. Okay, yeah. So they're saying it's on Frank's end. Yeah, it might be in our region, dude. It's not great here. I know that my connection is
Is it
pretty
me
bad.
then?
Yeah,
Like,
we can barely hear you, Frank, but you're frozen. Let me
I'm frozen.
yeah. Hang on. Let me try something. Nope, that didn't work. Welcome to live streaming, folks. Oh my god, my connection is so bad. What is going on? See, exit that. Exit that. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's getting better. Shit. Hey Frank, maybe drop out of the stream and then come back in. Like completely leave and then come back in. Use the link. Anyway, um, yeah, I have not been impressed with either company the last couple of days. And there's so much to talk about too, man. We got to talk about WWE buying Busted Open and changing it, and basically kicking off firing everybody that worked for AEW or for a different company, not associating with the WWE or any of the companies that they own. We got the Redemption pay-per-view. We've got the build up for All In for AEW. We've got the build up and for this weekend for SummerSlam. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but I gotta be honest, man. Both companies, personally, right now, I feel like they're both kind of dropping the ball
Can you hear me?
a little bit. Yes,
All right.
yeah, you're much better, dude.
All right. Sweet.
Much better. Yeah, it's dude. It's around here right now because of all the shit that they're doing and all the work and everything they're doing around here. The connection is like spotty as hell. So,
Anyways, what I was saying is there's no tag teams in WWE unless you throw people together.
yep,
You don't have anybody. You just had a tag team that you just took out the big guy for the tag team. We took out Otis,
yep.
and now he's gonna be on the shelf. So what are you doing with Tajira? Or you're doing nothing with him, Tozawa. Sorry, and it's not going anywhere. The tag teams, combine the belts at this point.
Oh yeah, dude. Like okay, so literally, like right now, here are the tag teams on the men's side, and this is including like I'm not going to include uh I'm not including NXT here. So you got the Bloodline, American Made, but they are MIA, which is the Creed brothers. You got the Creed brothers, you got the Bloodline, Jimmy and Jay. The Creeds are you've got Judgment Day, which who gives a shit? I mean, I guess you kind of still have the Los Americanos. It's kind of sort of, but they just kind of disappeared. You have Los Garza, which they've kind of disappeared. You had the Latino World Order, but they've kind of disappeared. The Miz and Kit Wilson, but they've done everything they could to bury Kit Wilson. And was it Rusev and Ethan Page, which is just another thrown together team, like you were talking about. The Street Profits, the Tongans, which they fired one of them, so they're gone. And what's left of the Vision, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you had
you
the Motor City Machine Guns.
You sent the War Raiders down to AAA.
Yeah. You had the Motor City Machine Guns. You have the Lucha Brothers. You had New Day. You got 3 of the best tag teams in the world right there. And you killed all of it. You know? It's like even now they still have enough that if they really wanted to, they could put together a halfway decent tag division. They don't get, dude. You had the freaking God. You poached the Gorillas of Destiny from AEW specifically to keep them from going to AEW. And the first thing you did was when you brought him in was you literally killed everything that was cool about the God. You killed all of it to sacrifice it to some bullshit with the Bloodline.
Yep.
Why? Because they didn't care. And honestly, you could say the same thing about the women's division. Think about this, man. The women's division right now, they picked up literally 5 of the best women's wrestlers that were out there in free agency to keep and literally they picked them all up to keep them from going to AEW, and they have done almost nothing with them. Even the ones that they've done a little bit with, they have not maximized them to their potential. They keep sacrificing to people like Rhea. They keep sacrificing them to Rhea and Liv, and that's it. And look, I get that Rhea is like your ace right now, but dude, they are pushing her into friggin' Super Cena territory already. They picked up Stephanie Vacour, Julia, Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez, Chelsea Green, and Mariah May. Literally 5 of the top women's wrestlers in the entire world. And what have they done with them? They ain't done shit with them. Jordan Grace hasn't been seen in months. Julia, they took everything that was cool about her that was unique and they killed it and turned it into just another blonde wrestler.
Mariah May had some of the best matches in her
Ever.
career so far with Toni Storm.
Yeah. Dude,
And
that series with Toni Storm made her.
She left AEW for this?
Yeah. She left there to be just another name on the roster to get sacrificed to Liv Morgan. And look, I got nothing against Liv Morgan, okay?
She hasn't defended her title in over 100 days.
She hasn't defended her title in 3.5 months.
She won it at WrestleMania and has defended the title.
Yeah. And not only that, but here's the thing. I will say this, but she has gotten better over the years, but she is not anywhere near as good in the ring as Stephanie McCour, as Julia, as Roxanne Perez, as Jordan Grace. She's not as good as Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green might be the best. Chelsea Green, next to Toni Storm, might be the best character in women's wrestling. And she might be the best character wrestler in professional women's professional wrestling. And they are literally like, she's not the one you put the belt on. She's the one you use to build the. It's like, my God. Like right now, it really feels like, hey, what's up, Maldacito? Appreciate you being here, brother.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Be careful driving, Maldacito.
Yeah, definitely, man. But yeah, it's like right now, both companies are doing the absolute worst thing they could possibly do to build up for their next big show.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, let's go over just like a little bit. Well, actually, no, let's do GBU. Let's do our GBU, even though it's not a regular episode. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do what we do. Let's do our good, bad, and ugly. Right. Since it's a weird episode, I'll go first. Since we're just free balling it here, freestyling and free balling it, whatever you want to call it. So here's what I think was good this week of all the things I do. So obviously, you guys know me. I'm a friggin' New Japan guy. The G1 Climax is going on right now, and even with New Japan's diminished roster, I still think it's the best wrestling tournament in the business. 100%, hands down, still the best. And right now, our boy Konosuke Takeshita, he is leading the pack in the A block. He's got 4 points. He's got 8 points. He's 4-1 right now. And the next, and then it's a 3-way tie for second place with Yoda Tsuji, Ryoi Iowa, which I always butcher his name, and Oleg Bolton. How my boy Shingo Takagi is in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's in a 6-way tie for last. Is a freaking crime. Shingo Takagi is one of the best people they got. How that dude is being sacrificed is ridiculous. But Takeshita, he's killing it, as he should be. Like I said, if New Japan wants to rebuild, they need to start. That's the guy they need to rebuild around. Poach him from Tony Khan if you can. B block is a freaking mess. So it's a 3-way tie between Hanare, Drilla Maloney, and Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd, I understand, but Hanare and Drilla Maloney? Are you serious? Those are the people you're going to prop up here? No, I understand Shota Umino went out early because of injury, so that's fine. Dude, Zack Sabre Jr. is dead freaking last in this freaking thing. How are you going to have my boy, literally the best technical wrestler in the freaking world today, dead last? This is a crime, dude. But it's been fun. Obviously it doesn't have the star power that it had years in the past, but it's been good. I still think, honestly, if I was WWE, man, I would be looking at the friggin' G1 and being like, okay, that's what the friggin' John Cena Classic is going to be going forward. That's it. We're just going to copy that.
The who?
The John Cena Classic?
What is that?
You can't see it. But nobody knows what it is because the rules keep changing and the points don't matter. Dude, the John Cena Classic is literally the whose line is it anyway of freaking professional wrestling. It's a tournament that nobody understands. The rules keep changing, and nobody knows why it exists. The good Kyrie's bikini shoot for Pro Wrestling Weekly. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. She made a stir with that crap. Kyrie's an attractive woman, man. She knows it. I ain't mad at it, but she made some other people very self-conscious. But the Bad W's roster, women's division. Oh yeah, dude, we were just talking about that. The ugly boss man's dark side that made me ugly cry. Yeah, dude, I haven't watched it yet. I'm on the fence if I want to because I love that guy. The new episode of Dark Side of the Ring is about the big boss man.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I saw.
So yeah, I'm on the fence about what I want to because I love that dude, Big Bubba. But yeah. So the G1's been good. Hasn't been, obviously, like I said, it's been diminished, but it's still fun. And the AEW special Rebel Heart Dynamite episode. Look, when professional wrestling companies do something right, they need to be acknowledged for it. And obviously, the episode, it's going to help Rebel, aka Tanea Brooks, who was diagnosed with ALS. The entire episode, all the proceeds from it, and all the and they'll be making donations to IMALS and Team Gleason Foundation. So she's going to make an appearance there as well. So, and as everybody knows, ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is it's even today it's still terminal. So it's pretty rough, but there'll be a lot of star power there. I know that they said there's supposed to be some special guests and everything, but good on them for try and help that out. When they do something right, we need to let them know that they're doing something right. So that's my good. My bad. WWE and AEW's booking. WWE's story work as in particular has been absolutely dog shit. This, like, some people are saying, oh, dude, this is as bad as when Vince was in charge. I don't know if it's quite as bad as when Vince was. This isn't quite 2019 Vince, but it's pretty bad. And so it's so bad, in fact, that people are making so much noise about it that Triple H had to come out because I think TKO were getting upset that people were saying this stuff. And he had to make a statement saying, I wish people would just stop focusing on the writing and just like support the wrestlers. Dude, we support the wrestlers. We just don't support that shit.
Yeah. We
support the wrestlers 100%. We just have no interest. We have no interest in this crap that you're putting out. Dude, this last episode of Raw and SmackDown was like some of the worst I've ever seen. Dude, that segment, that Danhausen Joe Hendry segment was so bad. And look, I said they were going to do this. I just didn't think it was going to happen quite this fast, but man, they are super, super oversaturating Danhausen. It's going to get to the point where people are going to start turning it off. So yeah, it was bad. Another bad thing, obviously injuries are always bad. Dragon Lee possibly injured. Love that dude. Hoping that he leaves WWE and goes back to AEW to be with his brothers so that he can actually do something and not just be, completely wasted. But hopefully it's not a bad injury. He did have to call off one appearance, and it's never good when that happens. The other thing, like we said, WWE busted open, which means goodbye any content from any other professional wrestling company that isn't owned or associated with WWE. So that means no AEW, no Ring of Honor, no CMLL, no New Japan, no Noah, no nothing. No Stardom. And also, Thunder Rosa was released, removed from Busted Open. She'd been there for 4 years. So it is what it is. Sirius XM are the ones who made the decision. And then part of the reason why they did that is because they wanted to bundle the new WWE radio in with their new $5 sports package that officially launches on this month. This Monday. No, WWE Radio launched this Monday, and then the sports package includes pretty much all of the sports channels that they have. Mad Dogs, FM, NFL Radio, MLB, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, IndyCar, F1, et cetera, WWE Radio, and then also fantasy sports. So obviously, this was something that they had planned for a while. It's sad that it happened, but it is what it is. Jordan Grace leaving WWE let out of her contract, I read. I heard that. I don't know if that's true. And we know that normally WWE does not let people out of their contracts whenever they want. We'll see. If they did, that was a really stupid move. Because Jordan Grace is extremely good. And they had a lot. They could have done something special with her, but I mean, like I said, we were talking about that earlier, so it is what it is, what it is. And then, okay, I gotta ask you. So, and then, my ugly Tony Khan invites ICP, the insane clown posse, to Dynamite. Why? Why are you inviting this shit ass friggin'? Have these freaking dudes been relevant at all?
Nope.
In the last 15 years? And they absolutely suck in their association with wrestling. I don't want to see these guys on friggin' television. And then also Mick Foley's AEW Redemption segment with Megan Bain with. Oh my God, dude! What the hell is wrong with him, man? Mousy, they were never relevant to me. Yeah, dude. I didn't like them when people liked them. I thought they sucked. So, but that's my GBU. What you got, Frank?
My good is they're free. The wrestlers who were released from WWE 90 days ago are now free to go where they want. So the possibility, because AEW is in Detroit for for Dynamite today and for Collision tapings tomorrow. Could we see the Motor City Machine Guns make their appearance in Detroit?
That'd be nice. Yep.
Tonight.
That would be the place to do it. Like, I know a lot of people were saying that they wanted to see them on the pay-per-view, and I'm like, no. I was like, this episode of Dynamite in Detroit, that would be the place to do it. I think they're saying Rhino's going to be there too.
Yeah, Rhino's supposed to be there too.
Rhino's going to be there. It would be nice to see the
But if you want to get a
Motor
pop
City
for
Machine
these
Guns.
guys, the biggest pop for these guys, show them what WWE is missing out on. Bring them out tonight.
I would hire them when they do eventually get rid of Tama Tonga from WWE, because that's going to happen soon. Can't lie. If they asked me to bow down, I probably would bark too, hoping for a belly rub. Dude, they're attractive women, but that segment was dumb. That segment was stupid.
But they're free, so good luck to them. Kairi Sane, she get
Yep.
back to Stardom. AEW does work with Stardom, so it's possible you can see her build up for a match for All In.
Yep. I definitely think that next year at Forbidden Door, she'll probably be involved in that.
But there's a lot of things that can be done this week with any of these people, be it Zelina Vega, Alistair, Malachi, whatever you want to call them, Black. Like I said, Motor City Machine Guns,
New Day,
Kyrie, whoever. I mean, there's stuff. The New Day.
No, this Saturday they're officially out.
Yeah. So
they released. Did you see that? Did you see that little video that they released?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was kind of funny, but it was also kind of sad because did you see the third unicorn with the broken horn?
Mm-mm.
At the end of you see the two because the two unicorns are escaping from the circus. There's a third unicorn with a broken horn, and he like just nods at him, and they give him this sad look, and I was like, that's it's supposed to be freaking Big E, so.
And for whatever, and that's my good. Like I'm happy that hopefully we'll see these wrestlers out, men and women out, and a chance to showcase their talent that they didn't get to do in WWE.
Yeah.
So good luck to all of them. Redemption, not a great pay-per-view. Too long. I mean, I appreciate Tony Khan starting it earlier, but still too many matches.
Oh God, man.
The Bang Bang Gang match against the Dogs could have been a Dynamite or Collision match.
Yep. If anything, that match should have been a one-on-one between Jay White and David Finlay.
Scale it back, Tony. Scale it back. Not every pay-per-view needs to be 5 hours plus long.
Yeah. I will say this: it was smart of them to do the intros for the ladder match. It was smart of them to do the intros during the pre-show, so that took a little bit of time off of the main show. But yeah, I agree.
Now, my bad and ugly, WWE. I have no high hopes for SummerSlam because watch WrestleMania and it was 75% commercials and ads and 25% wrestling.
Yeah.
You have SummerSlam for 2 nights. I don't expect anything different from WrestleMania to SummerSlam. I expect it to be too much filler and not enough in-ring competition.
Yeah. It's going to be, dude, there's going to be almost as much time, I guarantee you, between the entrances and the ads. There will be just as much of that as there will be in-ring action. If not more.
Yeah. 2 days ago was your go-home show of Raw. I'll let you get those 2 hours back because that was absolute shit.
It was bad. That might be
absolute shit from top to bottom.
That was probably the worst episode of Raw they've done in like the last 4 years.
The show was terrible. The whole effing thing with Danhausen was god awful. What are you doing with Joe Henry? What are you doing?
He's a one dude. He was that media sensation, and now he's a joke.
Elias 2.0 is what Joe Henry is.
Yep. You want to know what I think about this whole thing?
Could have said it better myself. Just the whole thing.
What? What the fuck?
That whole segment,
dude. Oh
with
my
Danhausen.
God.
It a little goes a long way. As much as they're doing with Danhausen right now is too fucking much. Too much. He got over in the beginning. Fine. Great. But why on SummerSlam you have Carmelo Hayes, you have Braun Breaker? No, you can't have a match on SummerSlam with either of those guys or both those guys. You have to have Danhausen in a match. Danhausen versus Dominic. Human Monies. What the fuck is Human Monies? Oh my God.
You don't like the match for the monies?
The Human Monies. What the fuck? It's Human Monies.
Oh, dude, I got so much shit from people saying that this is gonna wear thin so fast.
You have a guy in Dominic Mysterio that was getting so much heat and so over, and the fans hate him so much. You have turned him, JD McDonough, into a joke.
JD McChicken Nugget.
We were talking, on this show about how Dominic Mysterio could be a world champion.
By the end, I thought he was going to be world champion at the end of this year or the beginning of next year.
With this shit going on with Danhausen, all that's gone. They already ruined The Miz and Williams. Dominic Mysterio versus Danhausen. You build up Braun Breaker as being a beast like Brock Lesnar.
Next big thing.
He's not on the card.
Nope.
2 days ago, when I saw Obafemi come out, reminded me of Goldberg.
Yeah.
The way they had him coming out and with everything, lights, everything like that, and the music, I thought Goldberg was coming out. Goldberg. Where's the difference? The whole segment, too, with the cage. Lesnar took forever to lock the cage. The cage had a flimsy door on it. Oba could have busted that door down and gone right through it.
Dude, you remember when Mark Henry literally ripped the friggin' handle out, the lock off the damn thing?
And then you had two mics that didn't work for Heyman. The whole segment was shit.
Montecito's giving you some good news. Oh, I forgot the great news. Finally, a legit Psychosis with mass figure announced at Comic-Con. Dude, it was bad. This, like I said, this episode of Raw was probably the worst that they've had in 4 or 5 years.
And this is your go-home show.
Yeah. That's what I said. I have no hope. I have almost no interest in this SummerSlam match. This SummerSlam card. Almost none.
The midgets. The best part of the whole segment was Garcia taking the guitar to Hendry to stop this shit.
Yep.
That was the best part of it.
I'm gonna tell you what, this is WWE right now.
Everybody knows you never go full retard. You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
It's bad. It's God, dude. I don't know if there's something in the water. This show made me want to stay home. Yeah, that's exactly the point. This show is supposed to be the last push to get more tickets sold for the pay-per-view. This did not make me want to go see that freaking pay-per-view. This doesn't make me even want to buy it to watch it.
If I had tickets for SummerSlam, I want to sell them. That's how bad Monday night was. Please take them off my hands.
Dude, like I'm like I said, we are talking about how they got these 3 6-man tag match, these 2 6-man tag matches on here. I don't give a shit about either of these things. I don't care. Like literally, I do not care. And like the Danhausen Dom match, don't care. Don't care about that either. And it's like they got 3 matches on here that I literally could not care if they existed. And yet they have no tag matches. They're not defending either of their women's mid-card belts to put any kind of legitimacy on those things. Nothing. All these things they could have done. How could you sell them practically giving away tickets now? Yeah, I saw, dude, I don't know if this is true, so I'll take this with a grain of salt. Someone posted a website where they were buying both WWE and AEW tickets for like $12.
I wouldn't doubt it.
$12. Dude, think about it. $12 for summer. I don't care if it's in the nosebleeds or not. $12 for SummerSlam tickets? Are you high? 12 bucks for all in? Jeez.
And take nothing away from Baron Corbin. Fine. You bring him back. But you couldn't. He just came back, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
Why is he in a match that should be Braun Breaker wrestling for the U.S. title?
Yeah. Braun Breaker or LA Knight. One of those guys.
Or Finn versus Sammy. They should have been Breaker or Carmelo Hayes or somebody. No.
Dude, I've said this before, I like Sami Zayn. He is so overexposed right now. So overexposed.
Not as overexposed as Danhausen.
Well, nobody's more overexposed than Danhausen, dude. Good Lord. But yeah, like this 6-way with this women's 6-way tag match between Nikki and Brie Bella and Paige versus Fatal Influence. I don't give a rat's ass about this friggin' match. I don't care about this match at all. The Usos and Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, Keys and Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys and Solo. I don't care about any of this shit. Finn versus Sammy, I don't really care about that either.
Nope.
The number one contender. You really think they're going to let Finn have that? No, they're going to give it to Sammy because Sammy is associated with the bloodline. And it's going to be the same. It's the same regurgitate. This is what I was talking about with how they've got 5 of the best women's wrestlers. They poached them off of the friggin' out of free agency, and they are literally doing the same shit that they've done for the last 5 or 6 years, and they're sacrificing them to Rhea and Liv. That's what these matches are. Like right now. Okay, so you got outside of the main event matches, which is Punk versus Cody, Roman versus Seth again, and then Hell in a Cell with Oba and Brock, which that match right there, that match and the Gunther Nick Aldis match, those are the 2 matches that I'm really interested in. The rest of this card, we have seen it 100 times. Punk versus Cody, okay, whatever. Roman versus Seth, this is what, part 6 of their friggin' feud?
Sounds about right.
6 or 7, something like that. Liv Morgan versus Io. As much as I love Io, why are you doing this match again? We're running this match back again. Penta versus Chad Gable would have been a dream match a year ago. But now it's like it's a foregone conclusion because we know they're gonna put that belt on Chad, which great, congratulations. Where's the freaking drama in this though?
Nope.
Who's Braun Breaker sound like a guy who should have been a world champion, but is third banana in not only is dude, he's not only third banana in another dude. Did you see the way he was acting on Monday night? Dude, that dude legit looks pissed to even be there. The way he just like shoved, like they just kind of shoved his way past everybody. They didn't say like it's not a storyline thing because they didn't say anything about it, and they were like trying to deflect away from it, and you could see that Logan Paul was doing his best to try to like kind of get him involved in it and get him like moving around and saying, dude, he looks like someone who's like someone pissed in his Cheerios, man. He went from being the next big thing to playing third fiddle to a freaking love story, to a love triangle in WWE. And you know what happens to people in that shit?
Yep.
Remember the last dude that was in that shit? A guy by the name of Miro or Rusev? Blech. But yeah, like, and then like both, and then the dude, apparently WWE didn't learn from the stupid mistakes that Tony Khan made when he did the interim WWE Women's Champion ladder match. Charlotte Flair,
Jade Cargill, Chelsea,
Stratton. Was that? Is it Chelsea Green?
Chelsea Green, and
then a mystery opponent. There's only one person in this match that I'm like if it was me, I would be putting that belt on Chelsea. Because I have Mariah May, Tiffany Stratton, dropped the ball on her. Jade Cargill, bland as cardboard, one-dimensional as shit. Charlotte Flair, why? I could see them putting that belt on Charlotte just so they could pad her friggin' title status so they could push her past her dad.
Yeah.
And then, depending on who the next person, the person they're going to put into that match is, I don't think whoever that last person is, that fifth person in this thing is, they're not going to win this. We know that it's going to be either Charlotte or freaking or Jade.
Cargill. Yeah.
It's going to be one of those two. Because they're trying to set up a big feud between the two of them.
Yep.
As much as I love Finn Balor, man, I don't give a rat's ass about this match between him and Sammy. Because it's not going to matter. Trick Williams versus Corbin, again, nothing against either of these guys. Don't care. No build-up. There's nothing. There's only three matches on this card that have any real interest in. That's Brock versus Oba, Aldis versus Gunther, which that match should have happened 2 years ago. And Gable versus Penta. That's it. I don't care about the rest. I don't care about the rest of this. Dude, and they're talking about how they've had the lowest ratings and lowest amount of internet interest in WWE in SummerSlam in years. This match ain't going to change that. Cody had a natural feud with Phil because Cody actually started the revolution while Phil only cried about starting with, no, we get you hit me in the eye. Yeah, dude, that was the other thing too, man. The friggin' that go home segment between Cody and CM Punk.
Yeah.
And like he said, instead of playing off of their history with each other and what went down between them, instead of doing that, you punched me in the eye.
No, hit me with the belt.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's ugh.
The only good that can come out of that match, is that they turn Cody heel.
If Cody goes heel, yep.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna be Punk. Punk's gonna go heel. I think that's what's gonna happen. Punk's gonna go heel, and guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna hook back up with Heyman. That's what's going to happen. They're bringing it back again, baby. Was it 15 years later? They're bringing it back again.
Yeah.
So, but let's run through. Let's real
it's
quick.
just-
Let's wrap this up. Let's run through Redemption real quick.
Yeah, it was just awful. Like this card this Saturday, Sunday. Why?
I like I said, three matches is all I'm interested in over a
2
2-day set.
And,
right.
If you're a wrestler, free agent, why would you want to come to the main roster in WWE?
Oh, dude, you're just getting shit on. You're just absolutely getting shit on right now. It's horrible.
I don't know what they plan on doing next Monday with Big Cass. If Enzo's going to be there or not. If it's going to be Big Cass by himself, or they're going to put them together.
What are they going to? They're going to give him the Brock. They're going to give him the Braun Breaker treatment.
At the rate it's going, I don't have any hopes for that. Maybe 2 weeks and back to irrelevance.
He'll be the new Omos, the new old Omos. But
Like,
all right,
if Jordan Grace is done in WWE, congrats for her. She got out.
Yeah,
She needs to get out. Like, holy cow.
Yep. So, Redemption, international title, number one contenders ladder match. Didn't really give a crap about. There were only two people in this match that I actually gave a crap about, and that was Nick Wayne and Commander and Speedball Mike Bailey. Surprisingly enough, they didn't give it to friggin' Jungle Jack Perry, who I could not care less about. Speedball Mike Bailey won this, so it's going to be he's going to get his shot.
Yep.
So awesome. Young Bucks versus John Moxley and Will Ospreay. Great match. This one was the one that had a little bit of story to it because you had Ospreay and Moxley kind of clashing with each other a little bit. It was a good match, but again, it was kind of like whatever because the Bucks beat them. Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito. This is the best match of the night. Hands down, bar none, best match of the night. Kyle Fletcher got the belt. He retained the belt, which is the right move. Dude is a star future. They are built. One thing I will give AEW, they are building their stars right. They are building up their future stars right. My only fear is they're building them up and then they're just going to run away. Him and Miro will be challenging for a newly created man meat title. I wouldn't be surprised. Dude. The Dogs versus the Bang Bang Gang. As much as I love Juice Robinson and Jay White, this match had absolutely no purpose for existing. And should have been just, oh my God, blood sugar's going up. Should have just been Jay White versus David Finlay. That's what it should have been.
Yep.
Hikaru Shida versus Maya World. How you gonna do my girl Hikaru Shida dirty like that? This was the absolute worst match on the entire freaking card. And look, I got nothing against Maya World. Put that belt on Hikaru Shida just to have her drop it to Maya World. And then they're gonna do a Dynamite match, which is Maya World versus Persephone. Are they gonna have Maya World beat Persephone and dog Persephone again? The right move is to put that belt on Persephone then. So what? They're just gonna put it on Maya World for a couple of days? What's the freaking point of that? This was stupid booking. This was stupid. This was stupid booking. It was a pretty good match. It was a decent match. It was an okay match. It wasn't great, but it was no. I mean, the finish is what really killed it.
Yeah,
it was okay. She can work with just about anybody. Maya, she's still a little rough, I think. But bad decision. Bad decision. Cajun Cope versus the Death Riders. Didn't care. Really didn't care. And we all know that this is just to build up a match between a ladder match between Cage Cope and the Bucks, which is what we're gonna get at All In. So again, this is a match they could have done on freaking Dynamite. Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa. Dude, I had serious freaking, as much as I like both of these dudes, I had serious freaking problems with this freaking match. Oh my freaking God, dude. And look, enough with the plunder matches and enough drills. Really? We're bringing power tools in now?
Of course. And you didn't like Tommaso Ciampa pitting the stuffed animal?
We talked about how, look, I understand that a lot of these guys cut their teeth on the indies. Like, I know Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi had very famous matches with a freaking blow-up doll. Leave that shit in the freaking mud at the mud show. Okay? Seriously, leave that shit with the mud show. All right? Leave that in early 2000s WWE where Vince was wrestling God. Okay? Both of these guys are too good for this crap. Mark Davis versus Andrade El Idolo. This was a very, very good, very, very good match. Andrade got his friggin' title. He is the national champion. Mark Davis is a beast, dude. Mark Davis. I hope Tony Khan realizes what he's got in Mark Davis, because Mark Davis is legit a monster. And Andrade has never, like, this is the best that Andrade's looked in a long time.
Where do you
So,
go from
good
here
job.
Where do you go from here with Mark Davis? Put him back
I
in the tag
honestly,
team?
I would put him. I would have him and Kyle Fletcher become a tag team again, and Kyle Fletcher single star, Kyle Fletcher tag team star, generational star. That's what they need to. That's what he needs to be. So, and Mark Davis, him as a tag team champs would be awesome. Awesome. That's who I think should take the belts off of Copeland and Cage. Thekla versus Willow Nightingale. This was a good match. Look, I know Willow Nightingale is one of those people that you take her in small doses because the whole bubbly thing gets annoying. MLW made a deal with Stardom. Dude, MLW has been friggin' firing on all cylinders lately, man. Should have been a hand crank drill. Maya World, yeah, Maya World right now. I do think she's mid card right now. She shouldn't be. They're not doing that belt any favors. But Thekla has literally, with Tony Storm being gone, she has put that friggin' division on her back. She has been awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Why then, before your big, and everyone was talking about Thekla versus Mercedes Moné at All In. That's what everyone's been talking about. Why did you take your world championship off of her right before your friggin' biggest show of the year? Why? This makes no freaking sense to me. In particular, to me, it doesn't. So what's it going to be? It's going to be Willow versus Mercedes again?
Probably.
Ugh.
Or triple threat somehow.
This was the worst choice. If it's triple threat, I'm going to be pissed, dude. Triple threat matches, they need a reason for existing. But yeah, this match pissed me off. Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. Look, and this was a good match as well. This is a very good match because it's Kenny Omega, and Kevin Knight, I do believe, is a star in the making. He's a guy that could be a star in the making. And they did this. This was a good match. The whole thing existed just to put over the fact that Will Ospreay is probably going to win at All Out and immediately is going to be challenged by Jon Moxley. We didn't need this to happen. Like the ending of this match was unnecessary. I get why they did this match because, like I said, they're trying to turn Kevin Knight into a star.
Yep.
Right? I don't have any problem with that. I get it. All right. But your main event didn't feel like the kind of main event that should be main eventing a pay-per-view. This did not feel like a pay-per-view main event. Because Kevin Knight just hasn't been there that long. He hasn't been built up enough. So, good match. It was an iffy friggin' decision. And honestly, I don't think this has done much to make All In look more impressive. This was a decent pay-per-view. It was not a great pay-per-view. This was probably the weakest pay-per-view that AEW's put on in like 3 or 4 years at least. At least.
Yeah, well, it was
okay.
It was okay, but it was more of a filler pay-per-view.
Exactly. This felt like Backlash.
Yeah.
Nothing. Well, nothing important should be happening on here, but something important did. With Willow beating friggin' Thekla, that was just dumb, in my opinion. Because is there anybody here that thinks that Willow's going to hold that belt after All In?
No.
Mercedes is taking that belt off of her. Mercedes, this is Mercedes Moné year. She's taking that belt, and at the end of the year, when Toni Storm comes back, she's going to challenge her for it.
Speaking of taking belts off, what was the purpose of putting the belt on Sol Ruca for 57 days?
Remember when we were talking about how none of this shit in the women's division makes sense? There you go. It's, hey, we're going to give you a belt this week. That's literally what the mid-card titles mean in the women's division. The mid-card and the tag belts as well. Hey, we're going to put these belts on you this week.
Yep.
Okay. They have no worth. They have no value. They have no worth. So, but yeah, this was a midweek for wrestling. Midweek for wrestling, man. I'm still excited for All In. I just don't think this show did anything to accent that. It'll be interesting to see what debuts we get from all the release talent that's available now, and what's going to happen at the pay-per-view when it does happen in a couple of weeks. But
I'm more excited for All In than I am for SummerSlam.
Oh yeah,
and I hate to say that because SummerSlam is one of the big four from WWE.
SummerSlam should be. Yeah, you're right. It's one of the big four. It should be one of the biggest shows. It should be a big deal. It should be a big deal.
It used to be.
It's not anymore. Just like Survivor Series. Why is it even called Survivor Series now? They don't even do they do the War Games thing every once in a while. Yeah. But they don't do it's not Survivor Series anymore. So why don't you change it to something else? So but anyway, we're getting off topic. Anyway, guys, that's the show for this week. Like I said, we were just kind of freestyling it. We apologize for real life getting in the way. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Leg kick, Maldacito. Everybody that's lurking.
We don't apologize for all this Danhausen bullshit.
Oh, good God, dude.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So I feel every time there's a Danhausen segment now, it's
9!
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
Mischievous and deceitful, chicanerous and deplorable.
That's how I feel, dude. Every time dude, it has literally become because I'm not a big fan of the jokey shit to begin with. You know that. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of pockets. Every time a Danhausen segment is starting, I'm like, it's time to take a shit. This is the bathroom break segment of the show. It's time to go.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys,
and that's all I call it when I got to go to the bathroom. Well, hey, I got to go take a Danhausen.
Yeah. By the way, guys, actually, I had the link up here. crap, I lost it. I'll have to find it and put it back on the link for the show. But our own sexual chocolate, Antonio Bryce, he is working on a comic book with former WWE superstar Maven. Doing a comic book together. Antonio Bryce, formerly of Comicsgate, and an OG of the Wrestling Council. Love you, brother. And on top of that, a very good friend, I consider to be a very good friend, James Reyes, aka the box office artist, an amazing comic book artist. Guys, check out his channel, The Box Office Artist. He's also a massive wrestling fan. He did a special cover for, yes, there it is. There's the Kickstarter for Akari Press, Maven, The Devil Deadline. But James Reyes did he should have a link. I should have a link to him on the connected to the show. But he did a special cover for it. Guy's an unbelievable artist, man. If you like Transformers, you like giant robots and stuff like that, man, check out James Reyes. That dude is unreal. But anyway, guys, that's our show for this week. Appreciate y'all. And we will try, God willing, man, life allowing, we'll be on time next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time, talking about all news and wrestling
on Tuesday. Hopefully. Yeah.
Tuesday. So appreciate you guys. Have a good week. Take care. God bless. Bye.